In these times, and truly in all times, we live in a state of tension, pulled back and forth between the things of this world, the concerns and the cares, the needs of life, and the further desires and temptations and pleasures that are not needs and yet that still have a pull upon us. These realities on the one hand, and on the other hand, the joy and the peace and the communion of the Lord. We live our lives always between these 2 points, in tension between 2 contrary calls upon our minds, our hearts, our lives. In times of loss, in moments of grief, in periods of suffering, in the midst of the pain, we are also granted perspective. We are given to see how little the cares and concerns and troubles of the world, how little they matter. When someone that we love dies, it does not matter nearly so much to us that we have a roof over our head or food on our table. Or perhaps we should say, we think less of these things, and when we do think of them, we think with gratitude that at least these realities are still reserved for us, are still present for us. We may learn to be grateful for the gifts of God, of life and shelter and food and clothing. The higher pleasures, if I may say higher, the less necessary matters, these are what recede from our importance. We do not care about Facebook or the stock market nearly so much when we are standing face to face with grief. Suffering and loss distill for us ourselves. The pressure of grief compresses us into ourselves again, where at other times we like to try to put ourselves into so many other things. But when bad things happen, when fear and loss come upon us, then we withdraw from all of those dissipations. We come to ourselves. We draw ourselves up within ourselves. And in a marvelous way, not good marvelous, although there is blessing to it, but in that it is amazing, we find ourselves more able to pray, more capable of seeing God, precisely because we are present within ourselves. We are not scattered throughout 1,000 cares and concerns. We rebel against this. We do not like this experience. It is painful. Painful both because of the loss, whatever loss it is that brings us to ourselves, and painful because it is as though often we are cutting off arms and legs, all of these extensions of ourselves that we have put into the things of this world around us. But if we can learn to bear it, to embrace it, then there is a blessing present in this as we stand present within ourselves, capable of prayer. And in these moments, we may learn the truth that the psalmist expresses and which we heard today from Psalm 72. Whom have I in heaven but you? And there is none upon earth that I desire besides you. My flesh and my heart fail, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. God is our portion. God is what we need. And if we understand even the word sin, the Greek word amartia refers not just to a crime, not just to a failure, not even just to the missing of a mark. It is the loss of a portion, of what is portioned out for us. The loss of an inheritance. We sin when we choose the things of this world over and instead of God. And the blessing of loss, the blessing that comes to us along with fear and suffering, is that we are granted a glimpse, a moment, to see and feel and understand that truly God alone is the portion that will sustain us, that will fulfill us. Only in the Lord do we find peace. I pray that these strange times, with all the pain and sorrow and fear that comes along with them, may also give that opportunity to all of us, and that we may learn to take it, to seize and hold fast to the good portion that is given to us with both hands, and to never let go, even as peace and prosperity and plenty return to us again. May the Lord grant his blessing to all of you. Have a good day.